my next piece here, we're gonna travel back in time to the early 70s, okay? And when there were lots of hippies around and all that sort of thing, and I was sort of a hippie, so. And this next piece is called The Great Hippie Police Officer Road Hockey Game, okay? So we're gonna try and lighten the mood up a little bit. And I'm gonna have a sip of tea. So here we go with the Great Hippie Police Officer Road Hockey Game. I was a hippie back in '71. Had a pretty good idea how to have fun. Put a bunch of us together and what would you get? A threat to the establishment, that's what I'd bet. Christmas was coming, and with it the dance. We'd likely be going, there was a good chance. Spot Farm was playing, our favorite band. Hippies would come from across the land. Then someone suggested a road hockey game. We'd battle for honor and glory and fame. One team called hippies, the other called heads, and folks, keep your children safe in their beds. The big game was planned for Boxing Day. The rules were set, we were ready to play. Pinewood Park would provide the space. There'd soon be hippies all over the place. The big day dawned, sunny and blue. The local residents had nary a clue. A whole hippie army came marching right in, formed up sides and prepared to begin. Tennis ball dropped and the action did rage, hair flying everywhere as the boys did engage. Kunk past a pood and into the net, heads draw first blood and think they're all set. An unbelievable battle, it could have been war. The heads score again, the hippies score more. The folks from the park watch with startled surprise. They're having some trouble believing their eyes. Then just as the hippies are on a big rush, all fighting hard, there's quite a big crush. Someone got a shot off, away the ball flew. No one had noticed the boys in blue. But there they were, larger than life, the same guys who usually caused us such strife. They sat in their car and watched us at first. When the car door opened, we feared the worst. What are you hippies doing playing this game? The game is for real men. Officer Smith was his name. Hey, we can play hockey and play pretty fair, answered this one little hippie with the biggest hippie hair. So they stood on the road and argued a bit. And finally a hint of an idea did hit. Hippies and police would battle it out. One would show the other what the game was about. Before too long, the police had a team. The hippies were wondering if this was a dream. The boys in blue lined up huge and tall. We hoped not to die, that was about all. By this time the park was filled with a crowd. Things were getting rowdy, things were getting loud. The chief of police tried to place a bet, and everyone made sure the rules were set. Finally the ball dropped, the game underway. The action is fierce, it's serious play. It's end to end and even up and down. Hippies flying everywhere, hippies all around. As the time wound down, the big game was tied. The police, they were tired, the hippies were fried. There was maybe just time for one more attack. We'd try to hold the police force back. And there was this one big cop, Officer Jones. He didn't like hippies, he made no bones. He puffed himself up and took charge of the ball. He'd win this game now, he sounded the call. He lumbered right up the middle of the road, casting off hippies with his mighty load. Finally he'd made it, and there stood only me. I wondered how far off my end could be. He deked to the left and then to the right. I charged right at him with all my might. Was the fiercest of struggles, I felt his hot breath. The rest of the hippies thought I faced death. But I came away and was on a big rush, left Officer Jones in a pile of slush. One of my buddies was right by their net. I fired him the ball when he was all set, and he scored the goal that won us the game. But I was the hero. I had me some fame, got plenty of praise and pats on the back. You can imagine how I remember that. So that was some Christmas. It was really cool. Hippies and policemen both went to school. We're all just people who like to have fun. We're all just people. We're all just one. There could have been trouble in the park that day. There could have been more than just simple play. But we got along. We made it work. Strange sometime where Christmas spirit lurks.
Very good.